What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Keto Rewind. I am Jess. Thanks for clicking on today's video. I know I've been missing for the past week or two, but I'll explain. But I do have a good video for you today. We're going to talk about the new weight loss challenge that I'm going to do on this channel. So if you're looking for weight loss inspiration, weight loss motivation, maybe just somebody to get you up and get going again, I'm the girl for you. But before I get into that, I do want to say I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a healthcare professional. This is just my story and my own experience and what I'm doing to rewind my weight from a morbidly obese weight to a healthy weight, living keto, low carb, high protein, and getting active. Changing those bad and unhealthy habits to good and fun new things so that I'm living again. So if that sounds good for you, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications. This way you don't miss any videos. With that said, let's jump into the rest of this video. Okay, so yes, it's been a minute, but I did take time to really think through this challenge to make it so that it was doable and something that I can stick to for a 90-day challenge or a 3-month challenge. And I wanted to address things, the elephant in the room, if you will, while I was at it with myself. Because like I said, this is all about me. I'm just sharing what I'm doing. You do you at the end of the day. So as I was humming and hoeing and, grumbling about the fact that I'm not at my goal weight yet, it does eat at me. It's not that I'm going to be a better person if I'm at my goal weight, but it's still a goal that I haven't hit yet. And it eats at me. So I'm like, I have to do something, and I need to really look through old videos of mine that just spoke to me. So I went back and I watched some old videos, some of the ones from back in the beginning, 5 years ago. It's crazy how much I have changed since those videos. So they were eye-opening, they were inspiring. So I do suggest I'll put a playlist in whichever the corner here is, and I'll have you go back and look at those original videos, see like how far I came. But there was one thing that stuck out glaringly obvious, and that was how big of a role nutrition played in my journey. I messed up on the amount of restriction, the amount of letting up, where I'm on the gas pedal, pumping the brakes. Like, I messed up on that part. And that's why my weight fluctuated. That's why I had inconsistency. But the true root of the problem has always been nutrition. So I thought with this challenge, we're going to break it down into 3 parts and address the elephant in the room while I'm at it. So one of the things that I've always been reluctant to go back on is strict keto. Like the way I started off this journey, the way I lost like 60 pounds in 3 months. Like I went all in, and I went, nothing else mattered other than those rules. So yes, at the time it did seem extreme. It wasn't something you could sustain. All these things you could take from that. But there's one thing you can't take away is it freaking worked. It took the weight off, right? So I thought, okay, this challenge comes up. Part 1 is going to be dedicated to nutrition, the most important part of this challenge. And that means I am going to take a step back from all the other things I've been doing right now and go back to strict keto, like the basics, the absolute basics, no processed foods, like meat with vegetables and a healthy fat. So with the nutrition being a very important approach this time around, that meant true keto numbers. And that means 70% of my diet will come from healthy fats. 25% is going to come from protein. The last 5% coming from carbs, like green veggies and such. So truly embracing those numbers, like the absolute basics, which when I think about it right now, I am so busy that this really will help me because I know how to do a turkey burger with some broccoli. That is so freaking easy. It's mindless. It's just something that I can do, and it's easy and it works, right? So right now, with what I have going on in my life, which I'll explain in a few, it's time management. It's what I know. It works. It's like I have to make the effort on nutrition because the nutrition part of this puzzle has been kind of not the best, right? And that's why I'm not at my goal. So if this is going to come off and I'll get to where I'm supposed to be, I have to put that last hurrah in getting nutrition right. That means I'm going back to old-fashioned strict keto. That's why I'm wearing my shirt today. And I am going to embrace it, and I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm going to reap the effects that my body loves when I eat that way, and it's going to be easy because I know how to do it. So it just makes sense. So strict keto. In addition to that, because when you eat higher amounts of fat, I feel fuller longer, it's time to do some more fasting too. So I'm sprinkling in some intermittent fasting where I begin eating at lunch, I stop eating at dinner, you know, something as basic as that. One of my neighbors and one of my best friends is doing fasting right now, and the way to encourage her, I told her I would do it with her. So that's why I'm doing the fasting right now. I do like fasting, it's easy. It's again, when I'm freaking busy, it's easy to fast. So with that said, I also need to make sure that when I hop right back onto the ketosis wagon, where I am going to track my ketones with my blood glucose meter, you know, just to see where I'm at, you know, and get my head back in it. So, and I also will make sure that I'm getting my water and my salt and electrolytes in. And with that said, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Element. Element electrolytes have been my absolute go-to, and they're going to come in clutch right now as I transition back into ketosis. These are my favorite because of the science-backed ratio of electrolytes, where each packet is going to contain 1,000 milligrams of sodium, which is crucial, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium, all in each packet. They're sugar-free, they're gluten-free, they have no artificial flavors, dyes, colors, fillers, just a delicious tasting electrolyte that will also encourage me to get my water in, because these taste great. My favorite flavor is clearly the watermelon. I also like the raspberry. My kids love citrus. My husband loves the orange. There are so many delicious flavors, but I have a promo that's only available to you guys, but you can use it as many times as you want, but you can get this free sample pack with any order using my special link down below, and try your flavors out for yourself and find out which one you like. So go to drinkelement.com/keto rewind and get yourself a free sample pack with every order. Thanks Element for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the part 2 of this challenge. So part 1, nutrition. Part 2 is going to be, what is your stress release? You have to come up with something that will get the feelings out, especially if you're an emotional eater like me, if you're someone who likes to party and celebrate and, you know, everything with food and family and all that thing, you know, like eat your emotions, you know, you need to find a way to get it out instead of putting it in. So part 2 of this challenge is stress management, or your stress release. For me, right now, again, we're going back to the basics, and when I started this way back when, the only thing I did was walk. So for me, being that I have an hour every day that I've set aside in my routine for me, I'm going to walk. So that means my goal every day is going to be 10,000 steps. Now that is my goal because that's what works with my schedule. That's what I can do. That's what I want to do. That does not mean you have to do 10,000 steps. Make your goal 5,000 and maybe gradually increase it each month of the challenge. You know, like take it with a grain of salt. Move. That's all I'm saying. Move. But because strength training has kind of bored, not I'm bored with it, but I'm like, I just want to do something different right now. I got new headphones that I want to go just, you know, the weather's nice, so I'm gonna put my headphones on, I'm gonna go for a walk. And I'm gonna walk, and walking is what I'll do, you know? So 10,000 steps a day, and if I want to, I'll throw in some strength training too, or it'll just dictate on what my schedule allows. Maybe I won't have a chance to get a walk in, but I can go do a couple push-ups in my living room floor. Move is the stress release. To move your body that's the part 2 of this challenge. You absolutely need to find a release. Find something you can do, and that means go for a swim, call up a friend, get out. You can't leave what's in your head in there if you're going to if you want to overcome the nutrition part of this challenge. So part 2 matters, and it covers part 1's back. When part 1 might get a little shady, you know? So part 2, like, no, let's get this out. I have a better way or a healthier way to deal with the problem right now. And that means we're gonna go move instead of, you know, put it in our mouth. And that means we're gonna have a better chance each time at getting our goal, right? So the stress release, part 2. And the last part, and the other most crucial part of this challenge is going to be your time management. Like I said earlier, I've been busy. It is spring sports for my kids. My oldest daughter plays select softball. She also plays 2 rec leagues of softball. So she has 3 softball teams and a competitive volleyball team. That is a lot of practices. That is a lot of games. Select has tournaments, which consist of my weekends, and then my youngest daughter plays on 2 softball teams and 1 regular volleyball team. So like between the 2 of them, there are so many teams, so much stuff, and it's like, it is so crucial that I get my time management under wrap, because I only have certain hours a day that I can get stuff done. With being a sports mom as I am, like my husband and I are dividing and conquering as we can, but we still have to feed the family. We still have to get the rest of the day going. As fun as spring sports, all of that is, it's still, there's still me in the equation. So I have to find a way to keep me in that equation. I live my life for my kids. I love the fact that they love softball, basketball, volleyball. I love that. But that does come at a cost to my time. And, and by seeing them, doing their best, and I'm expecting them to do their best and put 100% in, I have to do that in return, because I can't just be the pot calling the kettle black. I need to lead the example. I need to make time for me, do my best so that I can keep providing all these opportunities for my kids to, be their best. So the time management will come with meal prep, meal planning. Right now, it is super easy to throw some burgers on the grill and be out the door. It's mindless to you can get burger patties at the store, already made up, and all you have to do is cook them. Or some are already cooked, you got to reheat. I mean, it is that simple, and there's no excuse. And I'm using that as an obvious, easy way to have lunch or dinner and stuff. I'm just, in general, the point being, it can be done, because keto is so simple, it's so basic, it's so unprocessed, and there's no excuse not to do it, especially right now when the timing for me, it's easy. So, and then if I can't get something done, I have fasting as a way to fall back on, and it's just one of those things where it works hand in hand right now. And as busy as I am, I've got to find a way to make it all work while keeping me in the puzzle, and me as a priority too, right? So nutrition, find your favorite way to live and make it a point. That means maybe your diet wise is good. It's the snacking, it's the extras. You can sort all that up on your own, but focus on that nutrition part, right? Part 2 is the stress management part. Find something to get that release out of your head. And it has to be tailored to you. You can't just because I want to do 10,000 steps a day doesn't mean it'll work for you, Because it is what it is. We're different, right? Part 3 of the challenge, super easy. Time management. Don't forget, go to the grocery store, have snacks on hand, have food on hand, meal prep a bunch of things at a time, put them in your freezer, buy some pre-made. There's lots of great options out there, but you've got to manage your time so that you still have your time. You can still read a book, to sort out your schedule, to stay on the schedule, and just be present in your life. So I hope that all makes sense. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you do it with me. Comment below if you're in with me. I was planning, despite losing a couple pounds still, not as much as I want, I'm going to still take pictures at the beginning of this challenge that by the time I get to midsummer and hopefully be done with what I have left to lose, I want to see that change in my body. So don't forget, take those pictures, get your measurements, take the weight, take your selfies, whatever it is, get your before stuff, and come and do this challenge with me. I am Jess. I'll see you at the next one. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your support. And don't forget, if you want this free sample pack with any order, use my link down below and get yourself some delicious tasting electrolytes. Bye!